Your memory is also probably one of the most effective spiritual weapons you have at your disposal. If you look throughout the Old Testament, you look throughout the New Testament, the degree to which Old Testament Israel, New Testament believers, the degree to which they were able to remember the great acts of God, it was to that degree that they were able to endure suffering and succeed spiritually. And the same is true in your life as well. All throughout the Old Testament and the New Testament, you see prophets and men of God encouraging the people of God to remember. In the Old Testament, it was the Passover meal. God delivered Israel from slavery to Pharaoh in Egypt, and that was through the Passover. And when they instituted the Passover meal, they said, every time you have this meal, you tell your kids, you tell your children to remember that the Lord God is a delivering God, that he keeps his promises. Remember. You get over to the New Testament, Jesus has his Last Supper with his disciples, which was a fulfillment of Passover. And he tells his disciples there, every time you take the Lord's Supper, here's what you need to do. Remember. Because the degree to which you can remember the great acts of God, it is to that degree that you're going to be able to succeed spiritually.